In the past decade, we have seen a surgence of LGBTQ characters in animation and the growing representation with each passing show. But for all the lovely lesbians, badass bis, great gays, terrific trans, and enchanting ebonies, there lies a pile of pathetic pans. And I ain't just talking bread. Before I get into it, FYI, pansexuality is not the erasure of bisexuality. All sexualities are valid, and you determine how you choose to label yourself. Simply put, for pans, gender and sex are not determining factors in their attraction to someone. It's purely emotional, hearts, yada yada yada. Cool? Cool. I've noticed that with pan characters, they tend to range from antagonists to literal beings of hell. Even if they were redeemed, they still started out as a villain in their series. Obviously, a character is more than their sexuality and who they choose to date. But I find it sus that these specific traits tend to be within pan characters. So why does pan representation suck? Mainly these three pan icons: Rick Sanchez, Rose Quartz, and Deadpool. They are known to be uncaring, manipulative, selfish, annoying, dangerous, and or dealing with or struggling with a mental illness. They're interesting characters from their own respective stories, but are awful people. Rick, in his alcoholic wisdom and dangerous tendencies towards not only his family but himself, is no role model. The creators made that very clear in Season 4. Rick wears his narcissism on his sleeve and keeps feelings at an arm's length. He emotionally manipulates his daughter Beth, puts Morty through psychological torment, and constantly craps on Jerry. Something we all do, but Rick takes it too far. Rick is depressing, has bad coping habits, and is a terrible father, grandfather, and a halfway decent friend. The amount of times people think they relate to Rick or think they're just like Rick is deeply disturbing. No one should want to be like Rick. Rick doesn't even like being Rick. Please, check in with your therapist or loved ones. I'm worried for you. Rose Quartz. The brat turned wannabe colonist turned hypocritical revolutionary turned the dead horse of the series. If someone is emotionally scarred or has baggage, it's her fault. Somehow, such as traumatizing volleyball in Spinell, abandoning the position of power she begged for to then start a war with herself, thus causing the deaths of Arceus knows how many gems and possibly humans in the crossfire. Also, Pearl. My theory as to why Pearl will never truly get over Rose, despite all of her development, is because Rose told her, please don't ever stop, while Pearl was gay panicking over their attempted fusion. Maybe Rose meant for Pearl to never stop thinking for herself freely, but I think Pearl took it as constantly simp for Rose. It's okay, Pearl. You deserve better. And speaking of bismuth, remember when Rose sealed her away for hundreds of years and lied to her friends because bismuth essentially wanted to murder the diamonds? We shouldn't have to be stooping down to their level. Fuck that noise. This was war, and if Rose wasn't a diamond in quartz clothing, we could have had a much more interesting story. Deadpool. Hey! Just hear me out. I love Deadpool too, and compared to Rose and Rick, he's the better pan. It's just unfortunate that due to his powers, it makes him a walking cocktail of mental and neurological instability. ADHD, manic depressive disorder, multiple personality disorder, and onset schizophrenia, and Lord knows how many others. Mental health is important, and you should take care of yourselves, please. Which is why I always worry about seeing depressed pans, and the romanticization of mental health in general. It ain't cute. Stop it. Not to mention his abusive father and dealing with cancer. Life has not been too kind to Wade Wilson. Ugh. There's too much lore within the Marvel mythos, and timelines hurt my head. But I know that Deadpool started out as a killer and is trying to be a hero. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I am, and I know you will. It's kind of like the child-friendly version of Lord Boxman's introduction and redemption. Villain turned hero. Or antagonist turned not antagonist. Whatever. I have yet to see a character that's pan and not depicted as a selfish psychopath. And when that's all you see, it creates a stigma that this group of individuals are awful people. It's like being fed the worst stereotypes of certain groups of people, and that will forever affect your perception of them. I guess the only Pan character that doesn't completely suck is Troy, from Kipo and the Age of Long-Ass Titles. But he hardly got any development. Well, despite these Pans being unbearable people, they are also the most human characters and struggle with real problems. I guess that's one upside to them, but would it hurt to have a nice Pan character for once? From start to finish, that's all I ask for.